What is going on, everybody? It is that time. Uh, I know it dropped hours ago. I've been trying to avoid Twitter and like nobody's business. Everybody that I'm subscribed to on YouTube has their reactions up. They dropped the Avengers 4. I already saw the title. It looks like the movie is going to be titled Endgame, which a lot of people were throwing that around in the beginning. Not in the beginning, but kind of since Infinity War ended. Everyone's been trying to guess like what the title is. You know, they always play around. The Russo brothers always play around with what the title might be. They'll drop hints on Twitter and interviews and all this kind of crazy stuff. And they said that when people were trying to guess a couple months back, they said that it had been said in a movie, and I'm thinking the only time that really stands out to me is Age of Ultron. It was when Tony was talking about he's like that up there, that's the end game. He's like, how are you planning on beating that? And then Captain America, of course, is like together. He's like, we'll lose. So that's the only time I really remember that line being dropped. I'm pretty excited. It looks like we have a launch date of April. So, I mean, next year we get Game of Thrones and Avengers 4, Avengers Endgame in the same month. April is going to be absolutely insane. Uh, and I can't wait. I'm interested to see what kind of happens here because I know they said like there's supposed to be a bigger threat than Thanos. What that is or is going to be, I don't know. I don't know if Thanos' snap cause is going to cause consequences of like a higher form being upset at what happened, or whatever Thanos does allows somebody else to kind of invade. I don't know what the bigger threat is going to be. Um, of course, they've got to introduce Captain Marvel, and we'll get her movie as well. Um, Even though I'm a Marvel fan, her trailers haven't really hyped me up. I think it's going to be a good movie, but her like supposedly she's like that in the comics. Her like monotone, not much excitement in her voice. Like I'm getting that in the trailers, and it's not kind of me hype. It's not hyping me up for her character. But we'll, we'll hold that judgment until her actual movie drops. I know that they said she's supposed to be the strongest Avenger. I'm interested to see how strong they make her because I don't think she should, based on my knowledge and like the comics and research, I don't think she should be any stronger than Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Thor, Hulk. She should be in that category. And of course, you could put Thor and Hulk above them because they actually have the bodies to withstand. Scarlet Witch still is in a human body, same as Doctor Strange. So I don't think she should be any stronger than Thor and Hulk, but we know Thor and Hulk movies, Thor and Hulk comics, they are not the same power level. They've really like brought in Thor and Hulk's power levels down. But they said she's going to be the strongest, so it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with her. I remember when I was watching the movie and I saw like Spider-Man die and everyone was disintegrating. I'm like, wait a minute, you're already on contract for Spider-Man 2. And I saw Black Panther. I'm like, wait, they've already confirmed a Black Panther 2 is coming out. So it was hard for me to like take those deaths to heart in Infinity War. But I have a feeling in this movie we're going to be trading lives. I'm pretty sure Captain America is going to die. We know Chris Evans' contract is not up, or it is up. It's not renewed. He's going to die. And it would be very impactful. I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't know who plays Gamora. Zoe Zaldana? Is that how you say her name? It'd be pretty impactful if they couldn't bring back anybody not affected by the snap because she was killed. Um, I don't know if she's been renewed for Guardians 3 or what have you. But if she was to die, that'd be pretty impactful as well. But I'm pretty confident, 100% confident, everybody that was snapped to death will be brought back to life. Who they exchange, though, I feel like they're going to have to give lives to get lives. Um, it's going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and do this, guys. It's a 2 minutes long, so this isn't a teaser. This is like an official trailer drop. We're pressing play right now. He's in space.
Hey, this Bugs. If you find this recording, don't feel better at this. Part of the journey is the end.
That's Quill ship.
Just for the record, being adrift in space with zero promise of rescue is more fun than it sounds. Food water ran out 4 days ago. Oxygen will run out tomorrow morning.
Oh, shit.
That'll be it.
Is he on that?
When I drift off, I will dream about you. It's always you.
Are him and Nebula on that ship together? Dang, they're really set in the like depressing mood. Okay, you didn't have to snap away my logo like that. Was that just his
Just
armor,
did exactly what he said he
or
was
was
going
that a
to.
like a monument? I think that was just his armor made to
He
look
wiped out
bigger than it was. Damn.
50% of all living creatures. We lost. All of us.
There she is.
We lost friends. We lost family. We lost a part of ourselves.
Oh, hey, buddy.
This is the fight of our lives.
This is gonna work, Steve.
I know it is. Because I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't.
Damn, that was good. So they didn't give away too much as far as, and then they dropped the title. Is there going to be an after?
Hi, is anyone home? This is Scott Lang.
I knew it.
Met a few years ago at the airport, Germany. Got gauntlet engaged.
Is this an old message?
I know you know that.
It's the front door.
That's me. Can you buzz me in?
So I was just wondering if they were actually going to cover that and give him more screen time. There's not really, we're not really. I'm not going to go through screen by screen. There wasn't really anything crazy to see like in the background or anything crazy like that, in my opinion. There'll be reactors out there that examine this frame by frame and make 20-minute videos. You guys can watch those. The only thing I wanted to go back and look at was that shot of Thanos' armor. I thought it was a monument, like someone had built something in his honor, but it looks like that's just his armor on a tree or whatever he has it hung up on. And then if we go to here, this shot right here, it looks like that's him. I think he's still on Gamora's planet, if that's where he was in the first place. And he still has the gauntlet on, but it still looks damaged. So I don't know if he's going to get a new gauntlet or what's going to happen, because I feel like if they have to come get it from him or they attack him, that is not usable. And he won't be really able to use it or harness the power of the stones with it that damaged. So I don't know if he gets a new one, what happens, or if he just plans to kind of like keep it. Maybe it's still useful. Who knows? And then the only kind of other really crazy shot, anything real decent we saw here. See, I didn't know if they were going to give us that Ant-Man scene at the end, but this shot right here, we got Peter Parker up, Scott Lang. Um, I think Ant-Man is pretty much going to play the most important role. And as we see Hawkeye here, um, we know he put himself on house arrest to save his family so he wouldn't do anything anymore. I'm guessing his family was killed with the snap. So he's kind of back in business. I guess they're going to find him. Looks like he's taking on that Ronin role. So he's not walking around with his arrows anymore. He's got his little blade and his ski mask, what have you. Um, so there's really nothing crazy to go through shot by shot here. What I think is going to happen is they're going to be able to go back in time. We've seen the shots all online of like them back in time and Cap in his like original uniform, Tony in his old suits, and them back in New York. And we've seen screenshots of Thor with his long hair. So I don't know if that's them actually figuring out a way to go back in time with Scott's quantum energy nonsense, or if that's just Tony's barf technology, the BARF, whatever he calls it, that we saw in Civil War when he was reliving that scene with his parents. So I don't know if that's them using that technology to go back in time and maybe learn to see their memories and learn something. Um, or if they're actually going to be able to go. I'm guessing they're actually going to have to go back in time. And I don't know if they're going to have to go back in time and make their own gauntlet, go back in time and stop Thanos from collecting it, go back in time and preventing the snap from even happening, or if they have to solve it by getting the current timeline stones. That's why I don't know if we're really going back in time, like going to change the timeline, because we know what happens when you change timelines, things get messy. Um, X-Men, take that into consideration. You start going back in time and messing things. I'm not saying X-Men story. I'm saying the X-Men franchise. Like that shit got wild when they started going back in time and we didn't know what timeline was what. So they'd have to play it very careful, like going back in time, what gets affected, what doesn't get infected. Um, People are saying the snap. That's how they're going to maybe introduce um, mutants and X-Men into the MCU now that that deal is kind of done. So I'm just kind of interested to see what they decide to do, how they fix it. Is it going to be a combination of using Tony's barf technology and getting the current gauntlet from Thanos and the stones? Maybe Thanos. I don't see Thanos joining because I don't know what the bigger threat is. Maybe Thanos needs to join them, and actually, the only way to stop the bigger threat is to reverse the snap. I don't know what they'll be able to do with the quantum energy. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be crazy. Um, yeah, so that was more kind of like reminding us trailer. I'm interested to see what the next trailer is gonna be like. Hype train trailers, like who are we fighting? What are we doing? What's the goal here? I mean, we know what the end goal is, but how do they get there? Interested to see that stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully, this will be up by like 3:30 p.m. on the East Coast. Um, and we'll go from there, guys. Like, share, favorite, subscribe. All the links are up here. And as always,